Chartered Adventuring! Welcome back to Chartered Adventuring. Today on the Wondrous Gateway to Oz, I have with me players Tom Barrett, Jamie Fox, Ian Anderson, and Sean Stewart, and me, Patrick Henry, Historian of Oz. Thanks for being here, everybody. Last time, the Oz and Faerun characters had a brief respite near the portal, managed to speak to the local creatures of the forest, and set up a rudimentary warning system, and also saw the first form magic use in Oz by Gorbash Almadon, as well as the unintended effects in the portal. They then dealt with a sour-faced munchkin named Trilby and his cow before making their way to Munchkinland town, farther west along the yellow brick road. They discovered several broken houses and arrived to the town. The domed houses and structures already lay in smoking ruins, and off in the distance, King Bumblespeaker sees the giant holding a large blue tree engaged in a fight with several local townsfolk and red-cloaked women. Rushing headlong into battle, despite the warnings of Brennoa and Gorbash on the dangers of giants, you are brought into focus in front of the giant and people fighting to defeat him. You are standing on a Munchkin street. Two red-cloaked women are in front of you, one with a sword darting in and out before getting trampled under the feet of the giant. The other one is standing farther back behind the giant on the other side, shooting bows and arrows. You also see a woman casting magic spells on the other opposite side of the giant, and there are several Munchkin men looking badly scraped and beaten up, holding rakes and improvised clubs. Screaming men, women, and children, munchkins, and the houses on all sides can be heard, as well as fleeing away from the town holding bundles. The giant itself is an approximately 25-foot-tall humanoid with tan skin and a poorly sewn-together loincloth made up of various animals. It smells sour and reeks of rotted meat and refuse. Bumblespeaker recognizes the smell from the destroyed cottage he and the others investigated. The giant carries a large tree and is bashing it around randomly while also holding its head and screaming too. It looks like somebody has done some damage to its face. Everybody, please roll initiative.
Let's see, what do I get? What do I get?
I got 15.
I got a 15.
All right. Me and Brennoa are twinsies. Franklin got a 24. Holy crap.
I got a 10.
You got a 10.
That 20.
Already starting great.
I have really good rolls when we play this.
Hopefully that continues.
Right.
Franklin, you get to go first. You are sitting on the back of King Bumblespeaker. I don't know which position you were at on him, and you just saw everything I just described. You guys are probably about, 50, 60 feet away from the smoking ruins that you're on. There's a street with a bunch of ruined houses on it. All of them are dome-shaped. They usually have straw on them, but a lot of them are smoking and in ruins. You see a bunch of fleeing munchkins coming in all directions and rushing past you and screaming. The women are in front, and the giant is holding that big tree trunk and bringing it down and trying to catch them while holding its face. What do you want to do first?
You said we're about 50, 60 feet away from it?
Yeah.
So I'm going to, just as my general free action here, start yelling hey, over here!
Okay.
I'm trying to get its attention, and I am going to line up with my rifle, and this is obviously not a friendly critter of any sort.
No.
So
It's
I'm
not.
gonna aim with intent to try and take this thing down as quick as we can.
Okay.
This is where I roll 1. Yep.
Oh no!
Okay, so what did you use to try to shoot it with?
My hunting rifle.
Okay, the one that has been so great so far and done so much damage.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Okay. So Franklin
Oh,
Clay
no.
starts screaming at the top of Bumblespeaker's back and trying to get the giant's attention, which doesn't really work immediately. He does see that a bunch of munchkins kind of glance up at him, and they rush off in the area you came from, because if you came from there, it's probably safe to go that way. You pull out your rifle and aim it at the giant and pull the trigger, and click, nothing happens.
Quick question.
Yeah.
If I have, because it's been a little bit since we've played, if I have a proficiency in a weapon, I don't get advantage automatically, correct?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
That just means I can use it without disadvantage.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. That sounds right. So you hear a click, and unfortunately, your rifle has jammed for some reason.
Oh.
You're not in any danger, and you didn't slip, you didn't crack your head or any other horrible one. But your rifle isn't going to work this round, and you're going to have to try and figure out why it jammed and roll something for it. So you immediately you were ready to take it out with a headshot and straight up in the air probably, and now you're like, oh no, what am I going to do now?
Sean, the proficiency in the weapon means you get to use your attribute bonus.
That's right. Thank you. That's why I get the plus on
Yeah.
my rolls for it. Okay. All right.
And the next one up is so that's what happens. Nothing really terrible happened, but your weapon is probably not going to be useful for the immediate turn at least. The next up is one of the women wearing the red cloaks on the opposite side. She is going to do what?
Sean,
She's going to rush around the side toward and take up a spot next to the other spellcaster and see if she can do anything from there. Nobody's currently injured yet because the giant hasn't had its turn yet. So that's going to be her turn because she's going to be healing people.
Sean's so
next up
embarrassed
then
he's hiding behind his character.
Brennoa, it's your turn.
Okay, you said we're about 50, 60 feet away?
Correct, and all of you are still on Bumblespeaker's back, which could be good. He could move you closer, faster, probably, if you wanted to, and that would move everybody, actually.
Only if I was able to move first, because my walking speed isn't any different from anybody else's.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not in any hurry to throw myself into the middle of danger.
Yep, I understand.
I'd have expected to roll off my back and run away with some of the munchkins and, like, flank.
Ha!
I'd be like, let's go!
I mean, I might advise them and then watch them do it.
Guys, follow me. Now go up the stairs and jump off the roof on him. No.
Yeah. In your head.
You lemmings, just do it.
They would. That's the thing. They probably would. But no, I mean, like, so really, strictly speaking, from my point, I'm not in any hurry to rush forward, and I'm the smallest. I'm the least likely to be the target on this back.
Okay.
So yeah, no, I'm just gonna be holding my action. I've got my daggers ready.
Okay. Are you going to do anything? Are you going to set yourself up to ready yourself in case something happens?
So depending on how close Bumblespeaker wants to get us, the minute we get probably within like giant reach, which I want to say is what, 15 feet?
He's got a tree, so
Um,
I'm just.
I think we're already within reach.
Normal reach adds 5 feet. Like if you got a pole arm, it's
10.
like it's 10
His
feet. So.
his regular attack is 10 feet for his club, which is his tree.
Oh, jeez.
And so it's only 10 feet. He doesn't.
Okay.
He can't immediately. I mean, he has a tree, but according to this,
good
it's only
thing.
10 feet.
So good
He's
thing it's not
occupied
a,
with everything in front of him.
and at least it's not a redwood tree, because that would have been longer.
But yeah, no, this one's a blue wood tree.
It is. Yes, it's a munchkin tree. That's correct. Brennoa, since you're not doing anything, make a perception roll, please.
Okay.
Is it
Did
to
you-
figure out how bad that joke was?
The thing is, so yeah, I'm going to be prepared. My perception roll is going to be a 7.
For your perception roll, you notice there's a lot of branches, but you don't see, other than the tree having a ton of branches and a lot of chaos happening, you're a little overwhelmed by everything, and you're perfectly content to stay on his back right now. Bumblespeaker, it's your turn now.
I don't have the wherewithal to tactically analyze the situation.
Oh no.
You've also never actually seen anything this violent,
Right.
destructive, or deadly before in your entire life.
All I know is that there are a bunch of munchkins that are screaming and
Yes.
hurt and crying, and things are broken, and there is a giant human-looking thing that I've never seen before.
Yes.
And I've got all my new friends on my back, so obviously I need to carry us all to the fight. So, I mean, I like I'm king of the forest, so my natural instinct would be to face a threat head on. Like I'm a bear. I don't.
You're also a leader, and you are carrying the people that are probably the most effective at taking this out. So.
I'm not even thinking that far. I'm just like I need to do something. So
Yeah.
I guess my action is just going to be a dash action to get us right up.
Oh,
I want to get right up to his legs, because if he's 20 feet tall, and I'm like 10 foot standing, 9 or 10 foot when I'm standing up, then I know where the sensitive bits are. So
Yes, you do. that's
oh no
strategy.
no claw, just
oh,
The sound strategy.
the good old
I think.
chomp and twist. But I won't be able to attack. I'm just gonna dash straight at him with everybody on my back. Although
Well, that's okay because that'll give Brennoa a chance
Yeah, right.
to do something. Bumblespeaker
Boo.
senses the threat and isn't able to tactically come up with something to do it, but instinctively, as a creature of nature and fighting and ability to rule, rushes into battle, stopping short of the giant's moving legs as it swings its giant tree around. Brennoa, you've been taken into range, and you now have the ability to take your action that you wish to do.
Oh no, like I said, I really just want to tuck and roll. I actually would like to see if it is possible for me to stealth behind any of the rubble or anything, since I actually should have
You're ditching us?
yes.
Yes. Sure, go ahead. You can do it. So you're going to jump off the back, tuck and roll. That should be a acrobatics check to make sure you don't fall flat on your butt.
I agree. That sounds right.
And then after that, you'll do your stealth roll to try and get behind some rubble. Oh, a 7. Oh. You land pretty hard.
I was
You don't
gonna say
take
no,
any damage.
Patrick.
Huh?
That's a modified 7.
that's a 1.
Is that a 1?
Oh no!
Is this
We're
the
starting
version
this
of-
off great.
is
Yeah,
this-
you guys are. Yeah. So,
Remember me talking in text about how we were going to derail
I
this
remember
by
you
killing
guys-
a giant round
guys,
one?
I
guys,
remember
guys.
your mouth cashing a bunch of checks. Yeah.
By
It's
the
not being paid
end
out
of this,
now.
we're all gonna have 10 parts. It'll be great.
10 heads, 10 legs, 10 bodies.
I'm gonna have a 10 jaw. I'll be
Okay.
like Jaws from 007.
Jamie's going to have a 10 butt.
Bumblespeaker dashes in, ready to take on a threat, and Brennoa has decided this is my moment. Jumps off and goes to tuck and roll. The tree branch comes down and just throws her off balance enough during her roll that she lands directly underneath the giant, in between his legs, looking straight up at his loincloth.
Never
You are
mind.
not undercover, and you are not stealthed.
Wow.
But you're not injured, and it can't see you yet either, so it could have been a lot worse. Okay, so we got everybody's rolls there, so now it's the giant's turn.
What about Gorbash?
Gorbash doesn't get to go yet. He gets to go
He's a
after
turtle.
No, Gorbash rolled a 10.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the hill giant got 15. Sorry. So that
I'm
one gets to go first.
moving as fast as I can.
So you guys have rushed in, and the giant actually can't see you. I'm not going to tell you why, because nobody's been able to roll perception to figure it out yet. But it's going to make a attempt to hit one of the ladies here, and it has to do it at disadvantage.
Giant ain't got a face.
What'd you roll, sir?
I hit. I got a 15, and that actually hits the one lady. So let me do damage. So 17 on her. Dang.
Woo!
Giant is going, my eye. All of you can understand it. It speaks very slowly and very stupidly. The branch comes down on the woman that's standing in front with the sword. The branches keep the blow from landing completely, like they kind of cushion the blow a bit, but it hits her straight on the head, and you see her go oof right on the ground. She takes 17 points of damage, and he pulls it back up. And as he pulls it up, you see that the woman is no longer there now. Next up is one of the other NPCs.
He's playing giant style whack-a-mole.
Yeah. The one on the other side is going to make an attempt, and that hits. One of the other women with the cloak pulls out a short sword and shrieks and pulls the short sword into the ankle and stabs it in, but doesn't seem to get it in very far, and then pulls it back out again while the giant shrieks.
Jeez.
The next one, we're gonna make her make a dexterity roll.
Right in the toenail bed.
Ah! Oh.
No,
As
in the back, it's in the callus of the heel. She's like, just sticks
As
in
the giant's pulling that tree away from everybody, and you see it clear the ground, and the woman was missing, she comes falling out of the tree and lands back on the ground near you, and she doesn't move.
Oh no!
Gorbash, it's now your turn.
So I have a question.
Yeah, I have an answer.
Giants have water in them, correct?
They sure do, because they're humanoid.
Would you count a giant, or would you count a creature as something, a container of holding water?
No.
Darn.
Nice try. That doesn't work.
I think they eroded that back in like 2nd edition, sir.
Oh, okay.
There's some 63-year-old guy that tried that back when you were still like, a wee lad.
Yeah, you don't get to all of a sudden turn somebody's blood into
No, I was
dust
just
or
going to
whatever.
destroy some water was all. That's all.
Yeah, no, you don't.
Then what I'll do is that I will use my cantrip as my primary action, frostbite.
Okay.
And I will I'll be primarily aiming it towards his head because I don't know where that's.
The head's up at the top.
Go ahead, yeah.
Oh.
So what do we need to roll for that?
It's a con 13.
Con 13.
What do you what's your spellcasting hands look like?
I have nothing in my hands at the moment.
No, but what's your
Give us your turtle hands.
Oh,
your turtle casting.
Oh, like you're lightning? You're like emperor? That's what you do? You do emperor hands?
Palpatine.
Well, I have claws, so yes.
And he makes that turtle sound too.
So just to be verified, I need to do better than what you said, right? I always get con.
Yeah, you gotta go above the spell save DC.
Well, I got a natural 20, so he saves for the damage, unfortunately. So he gets half, right?
No, actually, I think I just let me double check. Frostbite.
Holy moly!
No, it doesn't say anything for success save, so that nothing basically happens to my knowledge.
Yeah,
What he means is he explodes.
the
giant explodes.
I would think on a 20 it would negate. Like you don't even do half on a 20. Like that's.
Oh,
You do.
Well,
I was willing to give him the half.
So technically, the nat 20 and the fail are only for right, but normally they're only for attacks and whatnot. But we've traditionally used them for everything except for saving throws.
I'm just saying,
initiative.
you roll a nat 20 and Tiamat's trying to make your head explode. Your head explodes.
Yeah,
But
yeah. That's but that's an attack. So yeah.
All right.
In
So
this case, there's nothing for the for
the turtle holds out his hands and whispers a spell, and you see frost appear. The other one person has seen the spell before when it killed a hapless hyena, I believe it was in the previous game.
Yes, it was a hyena.
Killed a hapless hyena, froze it solid.
It knows what it did.
Unfortunately, this time the giant is too far away, and the little mist goes around, and the giant dodges it ably, and it takes no damage from it. This character isn't here yet, so we're going to skip.
Hold up, I'm not done yet. For my
You're not
bonus
done.
action,
Excuse me,
For
you just
my-
keep going then.
for my bonus action, I'm going to use Balm of the Summer Court and heal the lady that fell down right next to us.
Okay,
Ooh,
I love it. Go ahead.
There's no touch.
y'all, we got a healer.
As a bonus action, by spinning dice from the pool, you can restore HP to one creature you can see within 120 feet. The creature
That's
also gains
useful.
1 temporary HP per die spent.
That is useful.
The turtle's gonna come in handy as long as his eyes don't get gouged out at some point.
And I heal for 9.
All right, that's great. Let me just mark that down. So you cast the court spell of healing. She's laying on the ground and looks extremely dazed. She wasn't severely injured, but light appears, and you notice that as you cast the spell, it is about a tenth of a second slower than it normally would be to cast a spell.
Oh
You don't know
my.
why, but that does make you slightly nervous. It does seem to go off without a hitch, though. The healing power goes over her, and you actually see her sit up, and she goes, "Thank you." She looks dazed and surprised because she didn't see you before until she came back down, and she currently sees a bear with a bunch of people riding it. Also, the bear's wearing a crown, so this has been a very strange day, obviously, so far.
You are welcome.
The next character's not there. Next one's Spellcaster. She's going to do this. Firebolt. She casts a spell. A firebolt goes out from her hands and does 9 damage. Okay.
9.
She aims it at the giant's head.
Hey, someone hit the giant. The
Yep.
huge thing that we should never miss.
I didn't
you're aiming at
miss.
the head, not the broadside of a barn, right? Okay, Franklin, it's your turn again. Your gun has jammed. You need possibly to figure out what happened with it. So
I'm going to worry about that later. So I'm going to
Okay.
kind of toss the rifle behind me out of the way and pull my pistol. So we're like right on top of it now, right?
you're right in front of it.
Directly at its feet, yeah. I ran us
that's
right up
fine.
to the base of the character, or the enemy.
So I'm thinking, oh boy, I'm thinking I can dismount as just a move action here, right? Basically from him.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna dismount and kind of just try to flank around the giant a little bit.
I'll give you half your movement speed to go around him. That seems
Okay. However much I can, whatever it is, just to move that distance. I don't want to be right up on top of it, but I want to try and pivot in a more strategic position.
Yes.
I'm gonna fire up at it. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure I missed because I got a 9.
Yeah, that does miss, unfortunately. You dismount Bumblespeaker, who jarringly sets you down, and you rush to the side as far as you can and aim up, but don't take the time to aim carefully, and the shot goes wide. But he hasn't noticed you yet still. He's too far up ahead looking down at everybody else and focusing on the red-cloaked women.
One bullet down. All right, that's it.
All right. Well, hey, you know what? You're trying, and that's what really matters.
I'm gonna
here.
keep yelling the whole time too. Like I'm trying to get its attention.
Okay. Brennoa, go ahead. It's your turn. You are between the legs of the giant, and you have so far carefully, nimbly avoided getting stomped by him.
Well, I have my daggers out. What I actually was thinking about doing was I want to try and see if I can climb up the giant's leg.
Ow.
I mean, it'll probably just try to pick you off, but go ahead.
I mean, I'm between its legs, so this is...
You climb that tree.
Yeah. The one that's
One
actually
stab
placed
at
on
a
the
time.
ground.
Right.
Would you like me to roll an attack roll then?
Yeah, because you're gonna go stab it, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Stabbity stab stab.
17.
Oh, that'll hit.
Finally, one of us hits it.
This is really out of your guys' level range, honestly, but its armor class is really low, so
It's fine. It's fine.
I also actually technically would have sneak attack if you're okay with allowing that then.
You just rolled a 1.
What? No, for the hit.
Just stab
you're
it,
not
hurry up and
hitting.
get to the bris.
You're not hitting at all.
Fair enough. Anyways, so no, the sneak attack is extra damage. That's it.
But you have to be. It has to be a surprise attack.
Unless it has to be a sneak attack, unless there is another enemy of my target within 5 feet.
He's the only one there.
I thought
The giant's the only thing that's fighting us.
yeah, the NPCs.
no,
are all
another
fighting the
enemy
giant.
of the target. So another enemy of the giant.
Oh, that's true. Literally everybody is around the giant right now.
Yeah. So essentially, he's already being flanked. He's already distracted.
Okay, I'll allow it. It's fine.
That was the only reason. Like,
That's fine. That made sense to me.
so 3 plus 5, so 8.
8. Hey, that's not bad. Brennoa stands up, realizes she's in the perfect position to deal some damage, and pulls out her daggers and lunges them right into the calf of the giant. I don't know which side you went on, but it doesn't really matter. It screams, and it realizes there's something in between its legs while it's also trying to get all the little people around him. Bumblespeaker, it's your turn.
Well, if his attention is turning down, I guess I'm sorry, Gorbash. I apologize because you're the only one left on my back.
It's okay.
But
He's gonna be stuck on his back for the rest of the fight.
Oh no! I am standing up.
I know. I'm saying
I'll be falling on my back like this.
It's okay. As long as he can cast spells upward, he'll be fine. We'll flip him over later. It's okay.
He'll be fine.
Then we'll all go for pizza. Turtles love pizza. So I hear.
Yes, they do.
So in normal instinctual battle mode, I'm not quite raging yet because I'm too awestruck by this to be horrified or truly angered at it. I'm more just.
It's hard to take it all in instantly.
It's more just I need to fight at this point. There's no emotion attached to it. So, but since I am also directly at its feet, I'm going to stand up on my hind legs, and I'm sorry if I spill you off, Gorbash, and I am going to open wide and take a chomp at the sweetmeats.
Yeah, do it.
Is the armor class lower under the loincloth?
No. It's got a natural toughness.
Here we go. Oh no! I only got an 8.
8, yeah. So you.
I guess Brennoa stabbing it made it move just in time for me to bite empty air.
True. Also, it smells really terrible, and you don't want to get your nose near that at the moment. So
I do what I got to do when I'm fighting.
What is?
You are.
These rolls are horrible.
They are.
That's okay. Don't worry. It's the Giant's turn. I'm sure he'll get a great roll. So
not 20.
Another one. I mean, you got a 20 on a save. That's not the same thing. That's not damage for somebody.
It is.
The Giant actually sweeps its club across some of the buildings around you and takes a bunch of bricks and stuff flowing out, but that's not its actual attack. That's just the result of Brennoa stabbing him. He looks down at her, and blood drips onto her from the top of his head, and he's going to try to squash her. Oh, he got an what? What is that? It didn't pop up for me. An 11.
37.
That's not going to hit you, is it?
No.
Oh, thank goodness.
I have a feat. I have Sentinel.
4 feet.
Okay.
When a creature within 5 feet of me makes an attack against a target other than me, I can use my reaction to make a melee weapon attack against the attacking creature. I can try to bite him again. I don't have any melee weapons, but I mean, I'm assuming for the bear, it's just natural.
We're counting your claws and your mouth as melee weapons for the rule portion of our game, so that's fine.
All right.
So the Giant's feet come down, and he attempts to squash Brennoa, who is holding on to him with her daggers, and she effortlessly gets out of the way. And seeing this, Bumblespeaker says, I can try again. So go ahead and make your roll, sir.
Come on, bite. Dang it. 11.
11? Nope. That smell is just so sour and disgusting. You get pulled to the side again.
It's swinging too much. He's moving, so I'm.
Yeah.
We're all literally rolling under what our bonuses are.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Hey,
it's okay. It'll mean that much more when we finally fell this foul beast. It'll be
exactly. So one of the red-cloaked women with auburn hair goes rushing up and hits him in the kneecap above Brennoa and says, I see that you have the right idea, and slices above it, spilling blood everywhere again, and does 7 damage to the Giant, which is better than nothing, I guess.
Yeah, every little bit counts.
We're totally
the one that you
the
healed,
assist
Gorbash, stands up and says, a bear with a crown and several people, and the little woman are all here, I see. And she also makes an attempt with her scimitar.
An aggressive munchkin. Who would have thought?
Well, she doesn't know they're munchkins. She knows where they're from. She saw them before. She got a 19 to hit, which is amazing.
Wow.
For 5 damage. Okay.
Oh, so your
Now,
NPCs
so now there's
are stealing
several
all the good
women
rolls.
underneath it, and all doing pretty decent damage to it. Gorbash, it's your turn now.
Gorbash is going to stand. No, but yeah, I will stand.
Turtle power.
And then I'll be taking out my club. And as a bonus action, Shalele.
Ooh.
And smack.
I do
That's
love
my action.
Okay.
Right against his knee.
All right. I like it.
With a
That
7.
does not hit.
What'd you get?
With a 7.
Oh,
I said.
I missed it.
Yeah.
None of us have been hitting. It's fine.
You go for the knee, and it misses, unfortunately, and you end up on the other side as you were traveling towards it. A lot of women are around you, though. That character is still not here yet, and now it's the mage's turn with silver hair. She's going to do this spell. She puts both her hands up, and she casts Burning Hands at his head.
Oh.
Dexterity saving throw. And let's see what he gets. He gets a -1.
In the air. If you
He definitely gets a face full of fire.
Ooh.
3d6. Okay, cool.
Ow.
Sorry it's taking so long.
All the NPCs
4.
are doing all the damage.
Hey, I helped a little bit.
I only did 8 damage, though. It was
4.
very close to minimum. The woman with silver hair and the red cloak aims the cone upwards so it doesn't hit any of you, and fire erupts from her fingertips and goes right towards its chest and shoulders, doing a bunch of damage. And now you've got rotten boiled meat smell, or broiled meat smell, I should say,
Oh, my mouth's
coming out as
watering.
it smears again.
Don't tempt me with a good
Reminds me
time.
of high school.
Franklin, it's your turn again.
Does
All
the-
right, let's try this again.
Is there
I
a-
said, "Hey, you ugly son of a gun!" and I fire another round at it.
All right.
Probably gonna miss. Come on, big money. Look at that. I backed out of my character sheet. I did so bad. Hold on.
Oh no.
All right.
We haven't seen the roll yet, so.
There we go. It's
What'd
about time.
what'd you get?
22.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
Ooh. I was just reminded of that old YouTube video. I fired and I missed. I fired and I
11
missed.
damage.
That's great. Okay.
That gun does some good damage.
Franklin is facing the giant again, and as it turns its head, trying to figure out what threat to get next with its head angled down, he aims the pistol straight up and shoots it right through one of its eyeballs.
Oh
which is-
jeez.
Yeah, it lost an eyeball.
It was a Red Ryder
screams?
pistol.
He screams and his head goes backwards, and the trunk spins around and lands in one of the houses as he drops it, and both of his hands go towards his head. So he's lost one of his weapons at least. Okay, Brennoa, your turn.
All right. So honestly, like again, I'm hanging on. I'm gonna keep just trying to go a little further up.
Okay.
I mean, my my actual goal is the hip joint. Funny enough.
Okay. From the inside.
Well, to get my way up there to try and get my jam it into the hip joint
But
itself.
you're a rogue, aren't you? Shouldn't you be going for the jewels?
Stab and climb.
11. Unfortunately, you just missed it, so that's not gonna hit. You pull out one of your daggers and you get ready to slash it up. And after that great shot by Franklin, the giant pitches backwards a little bit, which throws you off, and you don't continue your ascent up. Unfortunately,
I just give his leg hair a bit of a shave.
Yeah. All right, but you're still hanging on. Bumblespeaker, it's your turn again.
All right. The biting is not working. I'm assuming the legs are right there, though, right?
They are, absolutely.
And
They're moving a lot, but they're right in front of you, and there's a bunch of women around, though, too.
right,
Do it.
but so So the ladies in red and Brennoa are all working on the same leg, right?
Yeah.
And
I was on the
if I'm
opposite
facing
end.
straight at him, it's on my left. So it's is it his right leg? Or is
Yeah,
it his left?
stage left.
Okay.
Yeah.
So his right leg. I guess I'm just gonna help join into trying to do damage to the leg, and I'm just gonna
bring it down.
I'm gonna claw like the back of its knee, right where like the ham. I'm gonna try to hamstring him.
All right.
Because animals only have its neck, neck, vital parts, and then
Eyes, face.
animal fighting is essential. Like there's no showmanship to it. So I'm just I'm gonna get to the back of his knee and just dig in and pull. That is this one. Claws. Oh, I rolled a 1!
Oh,
What is
really?
with us today?
I don't know, but I think I just got stepped on.
You just killed the halfling. Good job.
No. It's my mess up. It has to affect me. I think I got I either got kicked or I got squashed. One of the two.
Yeah. You reach it. Bumblespeaker aims and gets ready to go after the knee and bumps into one of the women who have unfortunately stepped into his field of attack. And they throw him off. He lands prone on the ground, and the giant does step on your front claw.
No.
And
Give me the damage.
I will. Just a minute.
I can only heal so many times. Gosh,
Oh my God.
I'm not even a healer.
You don't gotta heal me yet. Remember, we rested. I'm good.
I hope this isn't a ton of damage. Let's see.
We'll find
39.
There's no way it's going to be 30 damage.
What'd you get? 30?
I got 30, yeah.
Ooh. Well, I'm gonna be rolling.
Are
On your
you
next
doing
turn.
death saves now?
I'm doing death saves now.
On your next turn.
Seriously?
It didn't
You got one
hit my
step?
front. It didn't hit my front claw. It hit my front half.
Yeah. All right.
Because
Went down and
he probably got
stepped on you.
because he got hit. Right, he got hit with the burning hands. He stepped back right as I was coming in and probably got healed.
How much more damage than hit points did you just take?
3.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't matter though. You don't. There's no those crit things though.
Oh, you mean you're talking system shock, right, Ian?
Yeah, there's no.
Yeah, we don't do this. There's no system shock.
Oh, there's no
in,
instant. We're not doing instant death at all.
There's no in 5e.
You
there's
got
no
death
system
saves.
shock.
Yeah, I got to. So I am literally like squashed, and then I get to roll death saves next time. So
But because he stepped on you and wasn't expecting it, now we get to see if he's going to keep his balance.
A lot of damage.
it was a lot
I'm
of
hanging
damage.
on to him.
I
thought I took it bad with that Kalita or whatever.
was that close.
Kalita.
I was that close to surviving it, but
You're gonna have a robot head.
So
it's okay. Metal jaws. Just
after
I am
crushing
Iron
half
Bear.
of Bumblespeaker,
Half of
he
them.
does manage to catch himself from falling over, and unfortunately, that attack that was supposed to hobble him and get him to come down just kind of threw him off balance for a second.
oh no!
And now it's the giant's turn. He knows that there's something on the inside of his leg, and he's going to attempt to squash it again. 26 to hit,
Ouch.
and we have another similar. Oh, that's gonna be a lot. You take 26 damage. The foot, the other side of the foot comes up, and he brushes you off and squashes you to the ground right next to Bumblespeaker.
I need people with me in the afterlife. Come along, come along.
Well, I mean, that put me at 17 damage over my health.
Ooh.
So you have 17 damage left.
No, she's done. She's at 0. We're both at 0.
Okay. So you're going to
I'm
be
at
making a death.
We're on
saving
death
throw then.
saves. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So next person's turn then. All right. So the bard character, the one with the red hair, I believe. I keep getting them mixed up. Rolls 5 of these.
Right.
She's going to try to put it to sleep. 19 is not half of 49, is it?
No.
So she pulls out, she raises her hand out and she mumbles something and attempts to put it to sleep, and the beast shakes it off, unfortunately. the woman that fell off the tree trunk, the brunette, she says, "Oh no," and she realizes that everybody's kind of taking a ton of damage, and she screams at the giant to try and get its attention, and also attempts to make an attack, and she's going to do a multi-attack.
Good luck, lady. I
Do
already
the
tried.
scimitar.
Right. So now we got Franklin yelling at the giant. This lady
Giant's
yelling
gonna
at
get
the giant.
confused.
That's all right. You guys
think-
run around him yelling. Maybe he'll get dizzy
Yes.
and fall over. Quit trying
Oh,
to read
natural
people's
20.
minds.
All right.
Ooh.
And that's double. We roll the damage twice on it. Is that right?
You roll the damage and then you roll the damage. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You
twice.
don't. Yeah. It's
No
not damage
multiplying.
times 2. Not
Okay.
what it used to be.
Okay, well, she did 12 on it with the. She did max damage for the dagger at least.
Very nice.
So she says this is getting out of control, and she multi-attacks first with her scimitar, misses, comes back and swings it through again, and goes through his kneecap and slashes and does 4 damage or 6 damage. I can't remember which one it is. Pulls a dagger out of her boot and smacks it into the thigh where Brennoa was also trying to do it before she got unfortunately squashed, and criticals on the back of the knee where Bumblespeaker was trying to get it, I guess, on the thigh down, pulls it down, and the giant screams, and you see his knee start buckling, and she nimbly jumps out of the way before he can get in her way.
it's going to land on both of us, Brennoa.
She did pretty good. Gorbash, it's your turn now.
It looks like it's about to fall, right?
Yeah, he's going to one knee, right?
You still got
So-
Shillelagh on, right?
Actually, only, if I remember correctly, only last for. Let me double check.
Is it just one round or one turn?
Oh, its actual duration is 1 minute. Okay, that's awesome.
That's a full turn, yeah.
Yeah.
That's 10 rounds.
So
We're only on round 3.
in anger, I am though, even though I know I have Shillelagh,
Angry
I am
Turtle?
going to stomp on the ground and say "fall" and cast Earth Trimmer. On the ground within range, each creature other than you in the area must make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, a creature takes a 1d6 bludgeoning damage and is knocked prone.
All right.
Let's
Dexterity
just-
saving throw?
Take it as read that me and Brennoa are already prone.
Yes,
You don't have to make rolls. You're already on the ground. You said make a dexterity saving throw?
correct. It has to be of a 13.
And I got an 8, so that does not make the save.
What about
So
the
if you would-
NPCs?
Oh, yeah, good point. Let's see
I
what they
found
get.
what I was looking for.
And that's also Sean because he's also on the ground within 10 feet
Yeah.
of me.
Franklin,
What are we trying to make again?
dexterity save, DC 13.
13? Okay. The woman with the brown hair, the brunette, falls on the ground.
Wait, me too?
Mm-hmm.
10
Oh,
feet.
All creatures.
sorry, I was still stuck in my book there trying to figure out what I was looking for.
Oh my gosh. Everybody's going to fall.
Turtle power.
Okay, except the spellcaster. She sees it coming because she notices when a spell's going to cast. And she,
What's the DC?
13.
13.
I got a 12.
Oh!
Let me say what happens. So Gorbash.
Hold up, but you also take people that fall also take a 1d6 damage.
Okay, will you roll the damage and let me know what everybody gets?
Great. Thanks, Turtle.
It wasn't,
What's the
Hey,
damage?
He knocked the
6.
giant down. You let him
Thank you.
go.
Damage.
and I will
You're
have
not-
an action after that, just to let you know. So after we describe what's going on,
Okay, just a second. I'm giving everybody some damage here.
This isn't gonna hurt anybody that's already out of hit points, is it?
Nope.
No,
We're already.
Okay.
they're already prone. They can't take any damage if they're already on the ground.
We're
right?
just
Okay.
we're just shaking. We're just. brr.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Well,
Gorbash,
'cause if you do, you automatically get a fail on your saving throw.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I was looking up what it is. So if you
Oh.
take any damage while you have 0 hit points, you get a check mark. Basically,
I guess we.
Oh,
we
so we
gotta,
actually do need
yeah,
to
we
roll
gotta we
our,
gotta roll then.
Okay.
Dexterity
Alright.
save.
look,
you
oh,
I got
nimbly
a
roll out of the
13.
way while you're unconscious.
I rolled
both
a
made it.
21 on the save, so
you both made it. So
yes,
you're fine.
we
Okay.
don't take extra damage.
No extra damage.
we're
Well-
just comfortable in the it's vibrating bedtime. is
You're
what
actually
it-
snoozing now. You're
Right,
snoring a little.
So Gorbash is
I'm a bear,
angry
I'm
as he
always snoring.
stated, and he stomps his foot and says fall, and the earth starts shaking, and the munchkins scream even louder, and buildings collapse around it. As the buildings collapse, and the fire goes up, and the smoke
I said
goes
10
into
feet.
the air.
They're Munchkin
Yeah, whatever.
buildings. They're very small.
They're very small, and this is a big deal, Ian, because
It's an urban
everybody
area.
failed.
They're condensed.
Literally
together.
everybody failed. Franklin falls. All the women except the spellcaster fall on the ground at the earth-shaking power and take damage.
How much?
It's just a little bit of damage. Just 6
It was
damage.
6.
Fine. It's fine.
Well,
Did
one
you
of them
say
only has
6?
9 hit points.
Yes!
So, all right, Ian, what's your next move?
Franklin,
I
are
just
you
did
out?
6 damage.
Are you out, Franklin?
Huh?
Are you out too?
No, I'm fine.
Oh, okay.
But I'm like, dude, you rolled the max damage, really?
Yes! Now, as my bonus action for my very last,
I light fireballs at everyone in the area.
because I only have 1 left to use. You guys both got down at the same time, didn't you?
They
Just
pretty much-
focus on the battle. We still
Oh,
got.
I am focusing on the battle. This is my bonus action using Balm of the Summer Court.
Okay.
I'm going to use my final usage that I have on it, and I will heal whichever is closest to me, either the bear or the rogue.
The bear is bigger and probably therefore closer to you.
Then I'll use it on the bear.
All right.
And the bear will heal for 6 HP plus 1 temporary HP
Hey, all right. That's not
per
bad.
dice spent, which
That's not
is
nothing.
in that case, but
Exactly.
6, and then I get 1 temp.
yep. And I will be using my move action to move out of the way, depending upon where it falls.
Okay. It's going to fall down because its one knee is hurt and it can catch itself on the other knee.
So
And it falls prone.
as I'm getting up, it's like on one knee.
Correct.
So I'm kind of like right under. Okay, I like.
You're in a good position to go for a throat, I'd say.
You're gonna go bite it in the tush.
Actually, don't forget, it gets knocked prone.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
he's
it
laying
falls.
down.
Prone. Yes.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why I
So
said I
it
wanna move out
goes
of
to
the
its
way.
knee and then falls on its side and lays on the ground, and the entire earth vibrates around as it lands.
All right.
And everybody thinks it's another earthquake that you cast and looks at you, but they realize it's just a giant falling.
All right. So yeah, I'm getting up and doing the head shake like.
All right. And then suddenly, from one of the buildings, a muscular little munchkin comes out holding 2 giant kitchen knives, shrieks in rage, and rushes to attack it. Let's see. Oh, we hit. 9 damage. Okay, that's serviceable. This one finally joined the fray. The muscular little munchkin screams in rage, rushing at him, and pulls out his giant kitchen knives and nails him right in the chest as he's laying on the ground because he's come down to his level. And he pulls the blood out, sprays him in the face, and he looks like a frenzied half-man. And finally, we've got the spellcaster who was impressed with Gorbash's spellcasting, I would say, and was able to avoid getting it in the...
The bum
Yes, exactly.
didn't land
He's
on
going
her
to-
bum. She's very
Didn't
proper.
land on it.
Didn't
Yes.
land on the bum.
Spellcaster.
Yep, and she hit, so she's going to do another D10 with her firebolt. And roll.
I was sent to my area attack on
Hey.
the monster.
I can't wait until I can use level 2 spells.
She whispers her command, throws out a firebolt, and it singes its hair and gives it a nice haircut for 8 damage.
Ah!
And it is Franklin's turn again.
He's the fire starter. Twisted
you're a lot
fire
safer
starter.
when you're a monk, Ian,
Huh?
and all of your stuff is close combat.
Right, because then he's just da 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 da, and not
I
everybody.
suppose I will be expending my move action now to get up.
True. That is true.
It's only half your move action.
Good thing
That's
that you're a
half move
ranged.
action?
Yeah,
You
you.
stand up, it's only half.
Yeah.
Oh, then I will spend half my move action to get up, and the other half to go running up whatever that gets laying on the ground right now.
It sure is. It's on its side, and a little muscular munchkin has just stabbed its chest.
I'm gonna jump up on top of it
All right.
and fire a shot.
Woohoo! Bam!
You just self-bleeped yourself.
Oh, that hits. Roll your damage.
What'd you roll? Come on now. You got to say the
23.
roll. There you go.
For 17 damage.
Whoa!
Nice.
That is really good.
3.
3 what?
3 bullets.
Oh, 3 bullets. Okay. Well, I know you have less, but you've been getting a lot of really bad things aimed at you. Franklin stands up, annoyed that he was hit to the ground, jumps on top of the giant, and puts his pistol at point-blank range right over his shoulders and pulls the trigger and
slide my hat
unleashes...
on.
What's that?
I said I'm not slide my hat back on.
And does a ton of damage. Blood goes bursting. Blood sprays everywhere, and the giant almost doesn't make a sound this time. It is definitely looking like it's just about near the end. So you're going to stay standing on it and getting ready to attack it again. You're going to be able to keep it from getting up if you stand on it.
He
though.
can't
Darn
move
tootin',
anymore.
I'm standing right where I am.
Okay.
If it goes up, I'm going up with it.
A blonde woman in a red cloak comes rushing up to Jamie, and she says, "Let's see if I can try and help you." And she casts Cure Wounds on you.
Would you like to sell your soul? We have a lovely town.
Heal for 9 damage. You're going to heal for 9 points. And as she heals you, the magic comes out of her hands. She looks puzzled for a second because it's taken a little longer for her magic to come out, but she whispers down to you and she says, "I'm sorry we left you at the inn," and stands up. And you've been healed, so you don't have to make a death saving throw.
The red ladies are nice. Who knew?
Oh, also, it's your turn now.
Giant is still technically alive or is dead
It's
now?
still alive and it's on its side, and you can hear it breathing in bloody labor.
Finish him.
And I'll look at her real quick and like, no worries. I understood. Would have done the same thing. And excuse me one moment. And I'm going to actually like go forward. And how far away did I get thrown from the giant?
Did you get
Can I make
thrown
it
or
back
did
to
you
the
just fall off?
giant without having to?
You said she got swiped off.
That's right. So you didn't get swiped very far, 15 feet.
Anyways, I'll go back up towards the giant's head. I was specifically going up so I could try and stab it in the other eye.
Okay. You're going to get advantage on it because it's currently on the ground. It has one person standing on it and a bunch of people around it. So you have advantage to try and hit it this time.
I mean...
You stand up and you saunter around and you realize that this threat has nearly been ended. You pull out your dagger and you're about to stab it into the eye, and you realize that somebody had shot it with an arrow previously, and that's why it was having a hard time hitting people, and it just got lucky stomping you. But you think briefly that that was too bad, but now it's going to die, and you take your dagger and you immediately plunge it straight into its eye, all the way into its skull, and it breathes its last. The giant, Franklin, you can feel all of the tension as it was attempting to move and get it up, just completely slowly leave the body. And you guys are now standing on top of a dead giant in the middle of the town, and the screaming is starting to die down a bit as everything starts to calm down. All of the women stand up. Nobody's down now, right? Everybody's currently actually up and healed each other. Okay, that went a lot better than I thought it was going to go. So the little muscular munchkin that came up and did the damage, he looks at all of you and then he just collapses to his knees and falls face first in the dirt and looks and just passes out completely. He's obviously been strained and through a lot already before he came out and did the attack.
Too much steroids.
What's that?
Too much steroids.
He's just had a rough day, probably. Munchkins are not used to dealing with giants at all. The women all start to stand up and walk towards you. Brennoa, you recognize them as the women that you saw at the inn back in Red Larch that ditched you and Gorbash previously. Gorbash, you recognize them as well. All of them have been damaged and look like they've been through quite a bit. The town is in ruins, and the munchkins that were fleeing before, one of them comes up. He's got a busted up looking blue outfit on, and he's got a little hat that he takes off, and he says, "Thank you."
Are there any fires still going on, though?
Yeah, there's fires currently going in some of the buildings from when people got their house broken into by the giant.
Are
It
they
spilled coals everywhere. Huh?
are they within? Are they in a larger than a 30-foot cube?
Yes, because the houses are pretty small.
It's like
still.
the whole town, dude.
Yeah,
Oh,
like there's a
so
lot going on around you.
Then I will use create water to make it rain.
Okay,
Oh, that's
you can
good.
do that.
Make it rain.
Yes. Create water. You can create up to 10 gallons of clean water within range in an open container. Alternatively, the water falls as rain in a 30-foot cube within range, extinguishing exposed fires in the area.
Is this a cantrip or is it a level 1 spell?
This is a level 1 spell.
Okay, so you're only going to be able to do it in 30 feet increments then, and you're in like you're on like a town square.
And I can only use
Pat-
it 2 more times. Oh,
Patrick,
twice.
I want to, now that the threat is done and like there's still people, there's buildings collapsed and whatever, I'm going to use my sense of smell to like root out people that are trapped under buildings and try my best to like move rubble, and like I'm immediately going to go into rescue mode basically.
Okay, that's good. So go ahead and so Gorbash says a spell. He doesn't tell anybody what he's doing, and a light rain starts falling towards the left side of the street that you guys are on. The little Munchkin man says you can change the weather to rain. Are you a wizard?
No, not even close.
I see.
I'm a druid.
Bumblespeaker doesn't stop to talk to anybody and immediately launches to the houses on the other side and starts smelling to see if he can find anybody that's trapped in the rubble. The women say, Mayor, we need to start trying to find a way to save the people that might be trapped in the buildings. We should aid anybody that's currently missing. And he nods his head and says, yes, of course. Can we count on you all to assist once again? And all of the women nod and they say, yes, of course, for the negotiated fee. Of course, we're happy to help you. And they immediately start launching off in different directions to try and find something too. What are we going to roll for trying to find people in the rubble?
So for me,
nature?
I have the ability of keen smell, which gives me advantage on perception for things that are involving my nose, basically.
Yes.
So I will be rolling perception at advantage to try and root out the munchkins.
So not every single building is destroyed. This is one little district in the town, and it's the main one the giants hid. There's a whole part of the town that's been evacuated, essentially, that you guys haven't seen yet.
I will start going to the nearest. I'm gonna roll my perception and see where it takes me. Basically,
I'm gonna piggyback a little bit here, and being
You're gonna
she stabbed it, I'm gonna give Brennoa the little tip of the hat, and then I'm gonna run off. And as I'm running, grab Jolene up off the ground and follow Bumblespeaker to help. I'm assuming that it looks like he's running towards the buildings that are all torn apart.
Yes.
So instinctually, I'm gonna guess he's off to go help people. So I'm gonna go join, being that I have opposable thumbs.
You do, yes. So you're going to assist him with his rolls then.
I'm not even going to do that. I'm just going to come help unbury and undig. And
My first attempt is a 19.
Okay. The first house you come to, the rubble is masking it, but you can hear it and smell them. There are 2 Munchkin children trapped under the rubble, pleading for help. You and Clay start clawing and pulling apart the bricks, and 2 children come out, very small. We're talking like, a 1.5 feet tall.
Right.
They're crying, they're dirty, but they're unharmed, it looks like. And they say,
"Where's them off towards the mayor and everyone." Like,
okay,
tell them to keep going until they find more of their people.
Yeah.
One of the red cloaked women comes rushing up behind you, and she says, "Come with me, children," and she takes them off towards the main group.
Yeah. At this point, I am focused on sniffing out and finding these people. Like I'm not in talk mode right now. Like my brain only has so many cells, and
yep, that's fine.
So
go ahead and make your rolls, and we'll determine how many people you find or save, or find that are dead, unfortunately. And we'll give the others a chance to do some stuff then too, I guess.
All right, how many do you want me to make?
How long are you going to do it? Just until all the houses are done?
Until I get in the general area of where the giant was.
Okay, I would say that
or
would
until
probably...
Franklin like kind of snaps me out of it and goes, "Hey, that's all we can do."
It'll probably take about an hour and a half to make it all the way around. There's probably about like 30 houses or so, and it'll take some time to like go over and smell each one of them. So make like 6 rolls, I'd say.
6. All right. So I'll write down.
We're just kind of doing a general like,
Gotcha.
okay, this area here, smell here, this side,
Right.
It's raining
While we're
over here.
gallivanting around, if I see random groups of munchkins just kind of standing around in shock,
Yeah,
I'm gonna shout, hey, you know, go help over there, and point towards whoever else I see doing things.
police force.
Turtle's
of
obviously doing some weird mumbo jumbo, so people can go over there and help evacuate the fire areas as they're being doused. And
So you do snap them out of their reverie because they all do look like children that have been traumatized and are sitting on the ground. A few of them did have pitchforks and looked like they wanted to join in the fray, but probably were too frightened to do so. But as you talk to them, they kind of snap up and they start assisting you guys looking for the bodies and people that are nearby. A couple of them actually start pulling bodies out of the rubble and start lining them up in the street so that people can identify dead or missing people, because people did die, unfortunately, which is unusual in Oz, but it is going to happen. The red cloaked women are directing people and pointing for the pickup and cleanup and trying to move things out of the way so that aid can be done. The healer is rushing towards people that look bad, and triaging is beginning. And a woman comes rushing up with cloth to try and start bandaging wounded people. Tom, you wanted to go ahead and do your rolls?
So I did my rolls. So I did the 5 rolls.
Okay.
I got a 20.
Oh yeah.
A 15. A 7, an 8, and then a 22. I rolled a nat 20 at the end there.
Okay. All right. So you go through and you find lots and lots of people that were crushed under the rubble. You're able to get them out, and many of them have a lot of damaged limbs or parts, but they're alive. You've gotten to them much quicker than the Munchkins probably would have done it, because the Munchkins aren't as strong as you or Clay and have been traumatized really badly. So you've managed to save probably way more people than you were able to, than they would have been able to do themselves. So I'd say at least 30 people were pulled out of the rubble. You did find about 10 bodies. A few of them were children and women. And that's just something that happened most likely before you got there and you could do anything about. Yeah. The last roll, while you're going to the last house, the little muscular munchkin comes rushing up to you and he says, "My wife is in there." And you smell and hear a woman on the lower level banging on one of the doors, and you reach through and claw it open, and she looks terrified at first because a giant bear has just broken her kitchen door, but she looks past and she sees her husband, and she comes running out and hugs him. So you've done a lot of good and saved a lot of people. You go back towards the main town square with Franklin, who has been assisting as well, and making sure that everybody is bandaged and has some knowledge of medicine, I would say, too, as a police officer or triaging. And that's unusual for, maybe, sure. You know more than the Munchkins do, because generally speaking, there's no death in Oz. So you would even anything like put pressure on it is going to be more than what they're going to know, probably.
As soon as we get back to the square, and once I realize that I'm done with all of my searching, like I don't smell anything else is standing out, I am going to just kind of collapse and like not move for a while.
Okay, so you collapse back in the main square. As you lay there, and Jamie or Ian, do you guys want to have anything for this hour that's going on?
Well, you did mention the guy who came up with the hat was like, "Hey, thank you so much." And
yes,
talking to the ladies in the red cloaks about a payment.
Yes.
So, admittedly, I'm probably, even if I'm not making myself known, I'm going to be keeping alongside that, like, oh, what was that? Like, who delivered the final blow on that?
The rogue's going for loot. Nice.
So Bumblespeaker and Clay move off to go do the triaging. You see the brown woman, the brown-headed, the brunette. She is speaking to this little man with his big triangular blue hat with bells on it, which he's removed. And they were having a discussion of some kind, and he mentioned payment. So you come up and you say, basically, excuse me, who killed this giant? Right? Yeah. Is that what's happening?
Well, it's more like...
No, you're right.
And then,
no, you're right.
Great. And then if she's like, so in getting rid of the giant, like, I'm sorry, wait, who got rid of the giant?
I don't remember exactly what I had her say, but yeah.
But that's kind of what I'm waiting for. Like, so I'm not going to butt in immediately. I'm going to be waiting.
Nice.
So he says to her, he says, Melinda, we appreciate everything that you've done for us, and we ask for your help further. We are happy to give you more payment. If you could have your other women do a guard around the town to make sure that there's no more dire wolves, I would appreciate it as well. I'll have a discussion with the other heroes here, and we can meet later in the evening at the inn. And she nods her head, and she walks off, and he calmly turns toward you, and he bows down very respectfully, and he says, "Are you a Munchkin?"
I'm actually not. I am.
You are basically the same height as him.
I know.
And very similar featured.
I know that we look very similar. I actually am not from around here. If my clothing didn't make that obvious, I am known as a halfling.
A halfling.
Yes.
Do you come from another part of Oz?
No. I actually come from an area fairly similar to the women with the red cloaks. We're not, together or anything, but we do happen to come from similar areas.
Oh, the land of Red Larch. Of course, they did mention that. And so did that fine gentleman, Volatomp. He talked very highly of his land as well, too.
I'm sorry, the gentleman who?
Volatomp Gadarm, the greatest monster hunter in all the lands.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that he had made himself known here as well.
He was a very friendly gentleman. He
is indeed, isn't he?
He is. He taught us currency, which is why we're now paying the women for protection.
Well, I have a feeling they probably have the wolves in check, but on the matter of the giant.
Yes, he once again, he bows extremely respectfully to you. He says, "You have my complete and utter thanks for the good you have done our community, and we wish to reward you handsomely for your efforts as well." Volatomp has told us that money and goods are appropriate rewards for a service that you've done, and we're happy to provide these to you. Apparently they're going and they're helping. If you're interested, I'd love to give you a tour of the town after everything calms down a bit and the wounded are taken care of.
Oh, of course the wounded need to be tended to first. That is the highest importance, is making sure everybody that is still with us is at their best health. But yes, you have a quaint little town. I won't deny that I'm not accustomed to having everything be at the right height for me.
He says, I suppose everybody is not your height, of course. Yes. Even here in the land of Oz, we are a little on the short end from regular people, from other people. He says, but of course, I am happy. My name is Mayor Bach. I run the town of Munchkinland. This is the main town in our country. It is the capital, as it were. This does happen to be the esteemed location where Dorothy made her landing in Oz. We are very proud of that fact, and many locations here are commemorated in her honor, if you're familiar with her.
I've heard bits and pieces, but I would love to hear more about this, perhaps. Were you here for it?
I was, as a matter of fact, I did meet her myself. Yes,
That
but
sounds
we
fascinating.
can discuss this later if you wish. He turns and he points towards the far northeast end of town, and he says, "If you go down the yellow brick road in that corner, we've built a fine new inn. We call it the Wicked Witch of the East Inn in remembrance of our previous tormentor. You're welcome to have lodging and stay there. We will provide you with food. We will provide you with money, and we will provide you with anything else that we can do, and anything we can do to assist you. We are happy to provide it. What's your name? Who are you traveling with?"
Oh, I'm so sorry. Where are my manners? I promise I was taught better than this. My name's Brennoa. And yes, I do come from an area right next to Red Larch, just like the other women. I was sent accompanied with the shelled gentleman you see over there. His name's Gorbash.
Gorbash, a
Yes,
turtle man.
I doubt that you've seen many similar to him, even in the Land of Oz.
No, we've never seen anything of his like. He is welcome as well, though, as a savior of our town. He says, "It is a pleasure to meet you, most beautiful woman," and he grabs your hand and he kisses you on the hand.
And I'm going to, just be like, I'm very much playing it up. I am,
Of course, yeah.
yeah.
He is genuinely pleased to see you and to talk to you and to thank you for everything you guys have done.
And me,
so
I'm
far.
just like, of course.
He says, "I'm going to head to the inn and let them know to expect you. Please come down when you guys are done. I'm going to go see if there's any more wounded after I've got the inn ready for you."
Of course. Bach, was it? Mayor Bach?
Bach, yes. And he nods his head at you, and he puts his hat back on his head, and it jingles because Munchkin fashion has wide brim, pointy, witch-style almost hats that have bells on the brim that tinkle whenever they move.
Well,
And it's blue.
I am just so happy to see that the people that I would otherwise be a part of, even in the Land of Oz, are just as wonderful as the people I know back home.
He blushes a little bit, and he seems very pleased, and he says, "Everybody's so kind from this other land." And he turns and he starts walking towards the other side of the town. And you are left there with Gorbash nearby, who has witnessed and listened to everything silently.
Well, Gorbash was looking for the most dangerous areas where the fire is at, so that's where he was putting. How many spell slots would I have to use to put out the most worst area for the fire?
3.
Then I will look for the worst of all and only use 2 because I only have 2 left.
Okay, no problem. So you start the fire. You do put out the first one, and then you go to you did all 3 of them though, right? Or just 2?
I can only use 2 more because my first one was for the earth tremor.
Okay.
That third
That's
one,
right.
there.
Well, you set it on one side and then
unfortunately,
on the
make it.
immediate other, and you put out the fire on both sides of the street, and some munchkins run and they start piling dirt on the other ones that you were able to miss. But they all look at you in awe because they have never seen they've never seen anybody change the weather at the drop of a hat. That is completely unusual and not done in Oz.
Well, even worse is that I'll be transforming myself into a blink dog.
Into a what?
What?
A blink dog.
Why?
So I can try to find more things that are in need of help under the smell.
Okay. So you want to assist. So we'll say that you do that
Tom.
to assist Tom and Clay. So you guys all eventually meet back at the square. The triaging is continuing, and the munchkins start gathering around your party, and they all start cheering, and they call you the Heroes of Munchkinland. 3 cheers for the Heroes of Munchkinland! Hip, hip, hooray! And they keep doing it, and they're extremely happy. Some of them throw flowers at you. One of them throws a slice of bread that looks really fresh and delicious.
I'm gonna discreetly, while this is starting, try to slip behind everyone and kind of separate myself from all of these.
I hate to say it, but by the time this is all going on, I'm back where I started and just like laid out, like recovering. Like I'm beat up. I'm tired. And a cobblestone street is just the same as, like, I don't do beds, so I just kind of flump down and
if it If it hasn't been over an hour, I'll stay in my blink dog form and rest right on top of your stomach when you fall asleep.
Oh, I'm laying. My stomach's flat on the cobbles. I'm out. I'm laying out like a bearskin rug right now. Like I'm just done.
Then I'll do a dog curl on top of your back.
Very nice. Very nice.
So the Munchkins come up and they bow respectfully at you, and everybody is thanking you profusely. They just look really happy. One of them says, you guys are welcome to come down to the inn and rest for the evening. There will be no charge for it. Is there anything that we can give you now that would make you happy?
Nothing is needed at all for our services. We are just happy to assist, and we'll take you up on your offer of housing. However, there was another creature with us. There was a rather large turtle. Have you seen the turtle man anywhere?
A little girl in the crowd says, he turned into a dog!
Turtle's dog.
Woof, woof!
Everybody in the crowd points at the bear, and you see the dog sleeping on top of the bear.
Yeah, I'm just gonna I'm gonna start walking towards the end.
Okay.
I've seen enough today. I'm good.
So you start walking towards the inn as the two animal-ish characters have fallen asleep. Brennoa, what are you doing?
Yeah, I probably went along to inform Gorbash while he's putting out the fires about what happened.
Okay.
With my conversation with with Mayor Bach, and just let him know, like, hey, he even said that he'll pay us, which is kind of cool, but admittedly, what's the point of giving us currency if nobody else takes it? Nobody else understands currency. I have no clue why we would care. But
you guys care because currency matters in your culture, and now, it matters now apparently to Munchkins who have not had it apparently before, which is
we got all these useless rocks called diamonds. We just figured maybe you'd want them.
Gold is a ridiculously common substance in Oz. So you tell Gorbash, he turns into a blink dog and goes to sleep. You see Franklin try to avoid the crowd of people as he seems to be a little shy of getting attention, I guess. And he starts heading towards the inn. And you're going to go towards the inn or stay with the other two?
Do I see what the Red Cloak women are doing?
The Red Cloak women have left the immediate area and headed towards the outskirts of town.
Yeah, I don't feel like getting in the middle of that right now. So, all right, yeah, I'm also hurting as well, and I don't feel like sleeping on the ground.
Okay, so you're going to head
I'm going to go back to the inn, if nothing else, so I can try and rest up and heal.
Okay, so as you guys walk, everything is tinted blue because it is Munchkinland. There are blue flowers, blue grass. The yellow brick road is a stark contrast to the surroundings. I want to point out, too, that if you guys have seen the movie and you prefer to imagine Munchkinland in that manner, that's totally fine. I'm just describing it as the canon. This is one of those things that's not described accurately from book to book. So please feel free to use your own head vision for the colors and stuff, but the visuals are going to be pretty much the same. The buildings that aren't destroyed are very cute. They are dome-shaped. They have a blue-yellow straw on them. It's blue or yellow, depending on your head image. You walk down the yellow brick road, which is very yellow in comparison to the surroundings of blue. The houses are very similar to the Emerald City houses, the round-shaped ones. They have eyes. They follow you, but they don't look creepy or imposing. They look friendly and genial. They're not saying anything to you. They have windows, window teeth and doors on them, and chimneys that are puffing away happily. And the buildings can kind of turn their heads and look at you as you go down the road, which maybe is disconcerting because you're not used to anthropomorphic buildings. The Munchkins come out occasionally and they cheer you and they thank you. Some of them are gesturing sick or ill or hurt Munchkins into their buildings, and people are trying to recover in the town. You pass a couple Munchkins who are holding wheelbarrows and are starting to go with shovels and pickaxes, and they're moving towards the town square past you. They bow respectfully at you and they thank you as you walk past. They're thankful to both of you for saving them from the biggest menace their town has ever faced. except for the Wicked Witch of the East, but we'll get into that later. This was a completely different kind of terror and horror for them, and one that was very physical and brutal. As you walk down the road, you come into the main town square, which has a nice, beautiful swirl in the center. And in the center of it, you notice there are some bronze shoes right in the center of the path that are painted silver. And you see a bunch of nice, big, stately buildings completely surrounding it. Most of them are rounded, but some of them are oddly Western. Well, for us, it would be like a Western pioneer design, but there's like actual roof gabled shacks and houses that are blue and painted up to look nicer. Dorothy had a big impact on the style of architecture after she left because people wanted fashionable houses.
Neat.
You don't know that obviously, but Franklin may realize that because they look very new in the last like 2 years, and they have been constructed to look a certain way compared to the rest of it. You go towards the other side, and you see a crudely made sign with a witch silhouette on it, and it says the Wicked Witch of the East Rest Inn, and that is the entrance to the main inn. And I guess as you guys are getting ready to enter, we'll call it here, and we'll start off the next game with the entrance to Munchkinland proper. So I want to thank everybody for watching and listening. This was episode 3, The Red Terror of Munchkinland. The players have managed to fell a mighty giant that was definitely out of their realm of expertise in handling, but managed to slay it. And the Munchkins are going to be grateful, and we're going to pick up next time with the rewards and of their labor. So until next time, thanks for watching Chartered Adventuring. I'll see you then.
Then we'll all go for pizza. Turtles love pizza.